good buck. It's a big 8. He's right there. This week in the zone, we're headed to Iowa. And you know, Iowa in Chippewa means big buck.
Where did you come up with that?
Well, it doesn't mean big buck, but it should. Nobody knows it any better than you.
Well, I've been really fortunate in Iowa, taking some great bucks year in, year out. There is no better place to go hunt trophy whitetails, and the monsters I saw this year will absolutely blow your mind.
I drew an Iowa first gun season, shotgun and muzzleloader tag this year, and this is just a hunt I've been waiting for all year because I'm getting to hunt with one of the guys that I respect most in the world as a whitetail hunter, and that's Mr. Bill Winke. I can't wait for this. I've just got so much respect for Bill as a whitetail hunter. He's managed his property, and he and his guys at Midwest Whitetail really bring in some great bucks. I know it's going to be a good hunt this week. The only downside to it is I guess they had a rut that was pretty rough on the deer, and Bill said a lot of those big bucks have kind of gone into hiding, just laying up and licking their wounds and trying to build back up after the rut. Maybe some cold weather roll in here and they'll get back on food sources and start building their bodies back up for the coming winter. I don't know, but we're here for 5 days and we're gonna see how it all shakes out.
There's a reason that everyone wants to come to Iowa to hunt big deer. There's lots of monsters running around in the Iowa woods. And speaking of monster Iowa bucks, the Lovestone buck is taken in the same area we're gonna hunt. It's the world record non-typical. This deer's got it all. Unbelievable mass. Drop tines that look like baseball bats. Brow tines as big as my forearm. It's just an incredible specimen of a whitetail deer. And it came from the area that I'm gonna get to hunt. So should I be excited? I think so. But I tell you, all the giants in Iowa, Bill Winke's taking his share of them. I finally made it to Bill's office. I see some lights on in here, so let's go see what's happening with him. Bill.
Hey.
And Bill Winke is absolutely one of the most prolific outdoor riders, and specifically whitetail riders, there is today. You can't hardly pick up a magazine anymore without 1, 2, or 3 Bill Winke articles in it. The man knows his deer hunting, and he shares it with all of us. Riding is Bill's passion. He loves to do it, and he's darn good at it. Not only is Bill just a prolific outdoor rider, but also he is one of the leading outdoor photographers. It doesn't matter if it's trophy pictures or setup shots. If you look through any magazine anymore, you look on those credits on those photos, it's gonna say Bill Winke. He is as good as it gets. He takes thousands upon thousands of photos every year, and I'm pretty excited to be up here with him and get to pick his brain and sit back and watch him take some photos, and hopefully I'll learn a thing or two, because I can tell you right now, I sure need the help when it comes to taking some pictures.
It's a buck. It's a good buck. It's a big 8. Looks like he's gonna come straight into our part of the field.
The Zone is brought to you by Bad Boy Buggies. They'll never hear you coming. And by Thompson Center Arms. Nikon. Western Powders. OutfittersRating.com. And Nosler. Load Nosler. Own the shot. This portion of The Zone is brought to you by Thermacell.
Tim, one of the unique things about Iowa is that all of their gun hunting is late season, both shotgun and muzzleloader, after the bucks have already rutted and are in resting mode. And hey, that saves a lot of good age structure for the following year.
It does, but if you're a bow hunter, you get prime time. You get pre-rut and you get peak rut. My buddy Bill Winke, he lives there, he hunts every day, so when the deer turn on, he's out there waiting on them. Every year, big bucks with a bow, we're getting ready to check him out.
It's the evening of November 16th, and I'm hunting right on the edge of a standing cornfield in this area where we filmed a lot of big deer this summer. And I haven't hunted this stand yet. The wind hasn't been quite right for it. We just put it up a couple weeks ago. Hopefully one of these bucks will come out. There was 4 of them that we filmed in this area during the summer that were whoppers, but we haven't got any one of those 4 on trail cameras, so we don't know if they're around here or not. You know, it's one of those things that's low odds, but high reward. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, look at that thing. Wow, my knees are still shaking on that one. He just came out of nowhere. I couldn't decide whether he was big enough to use my tag on or not, but the closer he got, I mean, he's a whopper. He's a beautiful deer. It's always tough to tell when they're straight below you anyway, because their tines don't look very long. Whew, pretty exciting stuff. Wow. I never expected this spot to work. We're right by a road. They're pretty goofy, but hey, this is where they come out. Crazy stuff happens with these big deer. Man, that's awesome. Look at this old guy. That's awesome. Look at him. He's a big old pinpointer. I thought I recognized him when he was coming in. I thought there was something kind of fishy about him with this little sticker point or whatever you want to call it coming off here. Great buck. Man, look at him. Beauty. I'm proud of him.
Well, Bill really put the smack down on that one. But you know, that's one big boy that is not going to be there when I roll into town with my muzzleloader.
No, he's not. Bill took full advantage of that November pre-rut bow hunt, but I'm pretty excited to see what you did find in the late season.
It's a buck. It's a good buck. It's a big 8. Looks like he's gonna come straight into our part of the field.
This portion of The Zone is brought to you by Purina Mills Antler Max.
Well, we took the buggy over, and thank goodness it saved me about a mile walk in there. Not only did it help us slip in there real quietly, but also with all the clothes I was wearing, I would have been a sweaty mess by the time I got to that tree if I'd have had to walk the whole way. Come to find out, I could drive within about 200 yards of the stand, just plop right over the ridge, slip into that tree, and there wasn't a deer in the world that knew I'd gotten in there. After leaving the buggy, I still had about 200 yards to go to get to my stand site. It was thick and woolly in there, so I just really took my time, tried to be quiet, and tried to do everything right on my approach. After a slow morning hunt, I was fired up to get down there on that standing bean field that Bill had showed me on the map. The wind direction was absolutely perfect for that stand, and I knew it would be a good spot.
All right, Bill, you're just gonna have to lay it out for me.
This time of the season, the rut is finished up, of course. We're looking at the 5th of December for opening day. And the deer, for the most part, have been kind of laying low for about the last 10 days or so. We haven't had a lot of activity with mature bucks. Now it appears that they're coming back out of it and they're starting to look for food. So it's good timing. Weather's supposed to be good and cold, so I mean, everything looks good for you.
So Bill, I know this is a loaded question, but I know you guys have had some cameras out over the last little bit. What should I shoot if I get the chance? We've
been running some trail cameras and we've had the coverts out, and we just generally try to shoot mature deer. And there are some really big deer here. You know, not a lot of them, unfortunately, but there should be a fair number and a realistic number of these 4.5-year-old and older bucks, and really that's realistic at this time of the season. You know, if you were here for the whole month of November, then it'd be a different story. You might want to, you know, pass up a few mature deer, but I don't think I'd pass up any mature deer.
Well, I mean, that's generally my philosophy wherever it is. I figure a 4.5-year-old deer is a trophy no matter what.
No doubt, and we feel that way too, so it'll work out good for you. And you know, this is the area that you're going to be hunting, and there's a field here that's about a 7-acre soybean food plot that we left standing. It sets up perfect for the wind that we've got coming in tomorrow. The forecast is for a south wind for the opening day, and you know, that'll blow right across this corner of the field and up into the timber, which should take it away from the direction where I think the deer are going to be coming in at. You know, ideally, you'd like for the deer to be coming in off this west, off this west end and working across in front of you. With the prevailing winds, you know, this may not be the world's greatest stand, but because we've got a south wind, you know, which is not normal for this part of the time of the year, it sets up perfect. The deer that come out into the field, they won't know you're there, and they should play right into your hands there.
Well, I mean, December, standing beans and bucks starting to move to food, I'm all about that. Well, here I am in Winkeville, Iowa, hunting with Bill Winke, all the guys from Midwest Whitetail. The rut's been over for a week or 10 days, but we're hoping that one of the big boys trying to build himself back up for the winter after that long rut. It couldn't look any better out here. I mean, acres and acres of standing beans. We're down in a draw. The wind's right. Just looks like a real promising spot. I think it'll happen eventually. There comes some more deer. They're starting to pile out here. Here's a little better buck. He's gonna step right out there. Looks like a 2.5-year-old 8-pointer. We've had 10 deer come out here in the last 5 minutes. It's just like somebody opened the gates. The last hour of daylight. That's where I need a buck to be. Doe and a fawn right here. They're gonna step out at about 40 yards. It's getting right tonight. It's a good night. And they're just mowing those beans down. Starting something over here. It sounded like breaking ice. There's a creek over here. There comes a deer through this thicket right here, right in front of me. Right over there in the trees. It's a buck. It's a good buck. It's a big 8. Looks like he's gonna come straight into our part of the field. He's right there.
This portion of the zone is brought to you by Silver Scent.
Starting something over here. It sounded like breaking ice. There's a creek over here. There
Here comes a deer through this thicket right here, right in front of us. It's a buck. It's a good buck. It's a big 8. Looks like he's gonna come straight into our part of the field. Here he comes, he's walking right out. Yeah, I think that's a good mature deer. He'll step right out in the field. These are just right there. Go. Go down, go down, go down. There he goes. That is a dandy Iowa 8-pointer, big, wide, tall, just a beautiful big deer. Threw that head up and he acted a little bit nervous and backed up when we decided it was time. I had him broadside at 60 yards, so it was a chip shot, and boom, the Endeavor claimed another one. Gotta love it. Gotta thank Bill Winke. Love Iowa. Every time I come up here, great deer. What a hunt. I need to get down here and get my hands on him though. I love big 8s, and I'll admit freely that's the biggest 8 I've ever been able to take. It was just a super hunt. Getting to see that guy over in the trees across the creek, come through the ditch, up into the tall weeds, and finally walk out an easy muzzleloader range right out in the bean field. It just worked to a T. It was exactly like Bill had it scripted out. That doesn't happen to me, but it did on this hunt, and I'll take it every time. Right here, this tree is the last place I marked him. Right here on this big steep creek bank. I figure he's falling off down in here, so I'll have to drag him up. But there he is, laying right down at the water. I can see his white belly. I didn't think he'd go that far. I thought he just fell right there. Right there at the creek, of course. Look at that right there for an 8-pointer. That's what we saw when he came out right there, that big side. Yeah, short head. He's run down from the rut, but you can see how thick he is right there. But look at that beam and those tines. That is why you come to Iowa. Bill and Midwest Whitetails, these guys are doing some phenomenal stuff down here. Well, it's dark, and I've got a pretty long walk back to the truck to call Mr. Winke, so I think I'm gonna get on it since we know where he is exactly. We'll try to get the buggy and get down here and save me a mile drag. Oh, man, what a great, great deer. Love Iowa. Tickled to death. I appreciate you letting us come out here and do this. And
No, my pleasure. Well, congratulations.
it was wonderful.
Good job.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. Now, what about that drag up there to the buggy? It's pretty steep.
I got a bad knee, so I think it's you.
It's all me,
It's
huh?
all you. No, that's perfect. Good job.
Let's see if I can find him. I think you're doing it. 1, 2, 3.
Tim, I know it's been a dream of yours for a long time to kill a 150-inch 8-point. Well, congratulations, you did it with style.
Well, I appreciate it, but it was a little bit bittersweet when that next night on my doe hunt, that big 175 10-pointer walked out the same trail, but that's part of hunting in Iowa.
Yeah, well, you know, Iowa might not mean big buck in Chippewa or any other language for that matter, but I know it means something to you.
Yeah, it really does. It's a special place, and it's the place for me that whitetail dreams were truly made, and that's why I hunt there every chance I get.
You never know what's going to happen in the great state of Iowa.
The Zone is brought to you by Bill Jordan's Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors. And by Under Armour. DLC Covert Trail Cameras. Goblin Grunt Outfitters. And the Magnum Hunt Club. Your adventure is our business. Closed captioning provided by Bog Pod, the sticks with the red grips.